This video will describe GuidedSMILE Lite. And this is essentially chrome, but in a plastic version, a little more economical version. Doesn't quite have the stability or the technology involved with GuidedSMILE Chrome, but it does have all the advantages. And what you'll notice is that the main difference is that the fixation base is plastic. We make it a little bit thicker than metal, so it has some rigidity, but it's plastic. But it still follows the same process as a GuidedSMILE Chrome case. The pin guide is inserted on the teeth, and if there's no rock, which there shouldn't be, and you'll see in the 3 windows here that it's seated, then it's removed, and then the tissue, the labial tissue is flapped, and then the pin guide is assembled with the fixation base. And with GuidedSMILE Lite, it'll have a little bit of a click to it, a little bit of a snap. So they'll click together and they're both delivered, and then you'll simply follow the normal Chrome protocols, which is using a drill. We have some new step-down drills. These are 2 millimeter shaft with 1.8 millimeter at the last 4 millimeters. So this is drilled as normal, buried down to the cortical plate. And then the pin, which corresponds with the drill, you can see now they are green and green, is tapped in at the very end. You can push it in with your fingers, then tap in at the end. So you do that for each one of the sites. The kit has both long and short. White is long, green is short, and these all have green. So once this fixation base is set, then you simply remove the pin guide. And you'll notice we put a little window here that goes all the way through, so you can use an elevator, a tool, a spoon, spatula, something like that, and you can just simply pop and it'll separate, and that way you're not doing what I'm doing, which is trying to remove it manually. You'll just put a tool in and you'll turn it sideways and this will pop and they'll separate. And then the rest of the process is just like Chrome. Right, so everything above the plastic is removed. This is the bone reduction plane, just like Chrome is. And I'll swap this over to the reduction model. And now with the bone reduced and a teeth extractor, you can see now it's level with the fixation base, as we always do. And at this point, you can try in the carrier guide, which will also snap in, and you can help. This will help to make sure that the bone is leveled and it's passive. As long as that fits, then this is removed. Then you go to the osteotomy guide. All right, this one is for neodent, and so we put some sleeves in this case for the neodent kit with some OEM sleeves. And you don't always have to have OEM sleeves. In fact, a lot of our guides are using standard sleeves, but it's up to the doctor. We do charge a little more for them. But follow normal procedures, and you can see, just like Chrome, there is a nub on the labial or somewhere on the tube that shows rotation. Right, so this will give an indication of where to stop the rotation on angled implants. The straights don't. The straights just have a cylindrical sleeve, and the angleds have a little nub, and you can kind of see it right there. Okay, so then once all the sites are drilled, then the implants are placed, then this comes off, and as normal, the carrier guide goes on, and straight, and angled, angled. Right, so 2 straights and 3 angles, and then you use the black line and the notch to indicate where the implant trajectory is, where the abutment screw is, and the trajectory of the driver to put the MUA in to make sure that everything is tipped up properly. You can see it kind of snaps in. And then unlike other plastic guides on the market, this, of course, has a very small footprint, right? There is no labial component of this guide. It's all supported by pins. It is not bone supported. It is not tissue supported. Small footprint, very little lingual reduction. And for that reason, this is less invasive surgery. And also another advantage is that our prosthetic, unlike other plastic guides on the system, our prosthetic is loaded on top of the carrier guide. So just like with Chrome, it is set on here, and then you'll pick it up, traditional methods, and then you'll pick up the rapid appliance, traditional method, second set of temporary cylinders, same thing, all right? So then you have dual pickups, and then everything is removed, sutured, and then the prosthetic is delivered. So that is GuidedSMILE Lite. We hope you will try this on your next GuidedSMILE case. Thank you.